Before we begin, welcome back to Cataholic, a place for people who have always felt that cats were never just pets. They are beings who live close to the human heart, quietly observing us, sensing the atmosphere of a home, and communicating in ways so subtle that most people were never taught how to notice them. If you love cats, not only because they are adorable, but because you truly want to understand their emotions, behavior, and deeply hidden inner world, then you are exactly where you need to be. Here at Cataholic, we slow down, look closer, and decode the things that seem small on the surface, but carry profound meaning in the world of cats. So if you enjoy content that helps you understand cats through both the heart and the lens of science, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and share in the comments one of the strangest habits your cat has. There is a good chance that the little thing you have been wondering about may carry a message you are about to understand today. There is one moment that nearly every cat owner has experienced: a cool, quiet morning. The house is still. You are sitting in your favorite chair, wrapped in a blanket, sipping coffee, enjoying one of those rare, slow moments. Then you stand up for just a few seconds to refill your mug, adjust a window, or do something small. But the moment you come back, that seat is no longer yours. Your cat is already curled up exactly where you were sitting, relaxed, tucked-in eyes, half closed, as if that spot is the most perfect place in the entire house. Most people laugh, give their cat a gentle pet, or feel just a little helpless because now they have to sit somewhere else. And it is easy to assume this is simply one of those mischievous little cat habits, a classic act of stealing your place. But the truth is, when your cat takes your seat, they are not just being cheeky. They are communicating. They are sending signals that are deeply instinctive, deeply emotional, and surprisingly meaningful signals that reveal how they see you, how they experience the home, and what role you hold in their world. Today we are going to decode the 7 hidden messages your cat may be sending every time they choose the exact place you just left. And once you understand this, you may never see that behavior the same way again. The first message is, "This place is warm and my body is drawn to it for survival." To understand this, we have to look at cats not just as house pets, but as animals still carrying a great deal of biological inheritance from their wild ancestors. Domestic cats today descend from cats that lived in the hot, dry desert regions of the Middle East. And even after thousands of years beside humans, their bodies still have not completely let go of those ancient thermal needs. Humans can feel comfortable in a room around 64 to 77 degrees Fahrenheit. But for cats, that same temperature often still feels slightly cold. A cat's normal body temperature is higher than ours, and the temperature range, where their body does not need to spend extra energy staying warm, is much higher too. That means when you sit in a chair, your body transfers heat into the cushion. And when you stand up, you leave behind a perfectly warmed little zone, a tiny thermal oasis that costs your cat no effort to find, no work to create, and no waiting in a patch of sunlight. So when your cat immediately jumps into the seat you just left, it is not always about possession or playful mischief. It is often a highly sensible biological choice. They are choosing the place that helps their body conserve energy, hold warmth, and feel more physically secure. The second message is, "Your scent makes me feel safe." Humans mostly understand the world through sight. Cats do not. For cats, scent is a huge part of reality. They use smell to define territory, recognize individuals, track changes in their environment, and decide what is familiar and what requires caution. The chair you just left does not only hold your warmth, it also carries your scent, not your perfume or detergent, but your natural biological signature. To a cat, that is the scent of the most familiar being in their world. That scent has a deeply calming effect. It works like an emotional anchor. When your cat settles into your spot, they are not only seeking physical comfort, they are surrounding themselves with a familiar signal that says everything is okay and this home is safe and the person they are bonded to is here or was just here. In other words, when your cat lies in your seat sometimes, what they are really saying is, I feel peaceful when I am close to the trace of you. The third message is, I am blending my scent with yours. Many people think that when a cat rubs their cheeks against the chair, kneads the cushion with their paws, or turns around again and again in your seat, it is just random behavior or a way of claiming territory. But for cats, it is also part of social bonding. Cats have scent glands on their cheeks, forehead tail area, and even between their paw pads. When they rub or knead the place you just sat in, they are leaving pheromones and their own body scent there while also mixing it with yours. In the feline world, bonded individuals often share a common group scent. That is one way they confirm belonging, familiarity, and social connection. So when your cat takes your seat and leaves their scent behind, they may not be saying, "This chair is mine." What they may actually be saying is, "This is our space. I belong with you, and you belong in my world." That is not possession. That is connection. The fourth message is, I trust your choices. Cats observe humans more than we realize. They know who brings the food, who opens the doors, who creates the rhythm of daily life, and who stands at the emotional center of the household. Because of that, the chair you use most often is not just another piece of furniture. In your cat's eyes, it is a spot that has already been approved by the most important being in the home. If you choose that place to rest, relax, or spend a large part of your day, then to your cat, it must be a good, safe, and trustworthy location. This is a subtle form of social learning. Cats may not show it as openly as dogs, but they still observe human routines, preferences, and emotional states, and adjust their own behavior accordingly. So when your cat chooses your exact seat, sometimes what they are saying is, if you love this place, it must be one of the best places in the house. And behind that is a remarkable amount of trust. The fifth message is, I am syncing my life with yours. Have you ever noticed that your cat seems to understand the rhythm of your life? They know when you are about to sleep, when you are waking up, when you are about to leave a room, or even when you are just about to stand up from your chair. That is not magic. Cats are masters of pattern recognition. They study tiny movements, the way you shift your body, the way you breathe, the sound of you setting down, a cup, the small creak of a chair, or some familiar gesture. You do not even notice yourself. After months or years of living beside you, they memorize those signals. They know the exact moment your chair becomes most valuable, still warm, still scented and untouched by anything else. That is why so many cats appear beside you the second you stand up, almost never a moment too late. And more deeply than that, it shows that they are living very close to the flow of your life. They are not as indifferent as they often appear. They watch, they remember, and they synchronize with you over time. And there is one more beautiful layer to this behavior that many people never stop to consider. When your cat chooses your seat, they are not only responding to warmth, scent, and safety, they are also responding to memory. Cats are creatures of association. They build emotional meaning through repeated experiences, and over time, your favorite chair becomes much more than furniture in their mind. It becomes a place connected to your presence, your voice, your stillness, your routines, and the emotional tone you bring into the room each day. If that chair is where you drink your morning coffee, read quietly, work in peace, or rest, at the end of a long evening, then your cat has likely learned to associate that exact place with calm energy and emotional predictability. And for an animal that depends so deeply on stability, predictability itself becomes a form of comfort. So sometimes your cat is not simply choosing the warmest seat in the room. They are choosing the place that feels most like you in every invisible way. Your scent is there. Your energy lingers there. Your rhythm has shaped that little corner of the house. And by settling into that space, your cat may be saying something more tender than we often realize. Where you feel at peace, I feel at peace too. The sixth message is, this is the place where I feel safest. From a cat's perspective, the ideal place to rest does not only need to be warm and familiar, it also needs to allow them to relax while still feeling in control of their surroundings. Many human chairs have a raised seat, a high back, and armrests on both sides. To a cat, this is almost the perfect resting structure. It keeps them off the cold floor away from being stepped on and creates a feeling of partial enclosure and protection. In nature, an animal can only sleep deeply when it believes it is safe enough to do so. So when your cat chooses your chair instead of an open patch of floor, that also reflects an instinctive search for the best possible shelter for rest. Put simply, in your cat's eyes, your chair is not just a seat. It is a small fortress, a place that is warm, filled with the scent of someone they trust, and positioned in a way that lets them observe the world while relaxing more deeply. The seventh message is, I need to feel close to you more than usual. Most of the time, seat stealing is a positive sign. But in some cases, it can also reflect a stronger emotional need for connection. Some cats do not only love your seat, they also follow you, constantly cry when you leave, stop eating when left alone, or over-groom when stressed. In cases like that, lying in your spot may be a way of self-soothing, a way of emotionally stabilizing themselves through your scent and your lingering presence. For cats like these, your seat becomes something like a substitute for you, especially when you are not nearby. There's also another very simple truth. Sometimes cats do this because they know it creates a reaction. You talk to them, you pick them up, you pet them, you laugh, you engage. And for a smart cat, any behavior that consistently creates attention can become worth repeating. So sometimes your cat may simply be saying, "Please pay attention to me." But even then, that behavior is still rooted in the desire for connection. And that is part of what makes it so beautiful. So the next time you get up from your favorite chair, come back and find a little ball of fur sleeping in the exact place you just left. Maybe do not be so quick to think your cat is only teasing you. Maybe they are seeking the warmth you left behind. Maybe they are searching for the scent that makes them feel calm. Maybe they are trying to merge themselves into your world. Maybe they are telling you that they trust your choices, want to be close to you, and feel safest surrounded by the traces of your presence. A small behavior like stealing your seat may seem ordinary on the surface, but it can actually hold layer after layer of meaning, biology, instinct, emotion, attachment, and love in the uniquely feline way. Cats do not speak in human language, but they are always communicating. They speak through warmth, through scent, through distance, through routine, and through the choices they repeat day after day. And once you begin to understand that, you start to realize that feline love is not some distant mystery. It is a quiet form of devotion, subtle, restrained, but deeply real. Thank you for being here today with Cataholic. If this video helped you understand your cat a little more deeply, make sure to like it and share it with someone else who loves cats as much as you do. And this time, I truly want to hear from you. Does your cat steal your seat? And which chair in the house do they always choose? Tell me your story in the comments, because so many of the little things cats do that seem ordinary can actually become the key to understanding their entire emotional world. If you love content that explores feline psychology, behavior, body language, and the quiet messages cats send to us every single day, subscribe to Cataholic right now. Here we do not just admire cats for being adorable. We learn how to listen to them. We learn how to understand them more deeply. And sometimes through cats, we even come to understand ourselves more deeply too. I will see you in the next video here, in this warm little corner of Cataholic.